What happens when the price of everything, food, gas, clothes, skyrockets overnight? In 2025, Donald Trump's tariffs unleashed an economic storm, plunging America into a cost-of-living nightmare. This is the Take Lab, exposing the doomsday fallout of a trade war that's breaking families and fracturing the nation. Are you ready for the truth? April 2nd, 2025, Trump declares Liberation Day, signing an executive order for a 10% tariff on all imports, spiking to 25% for Canada and Mexico, and a staggering 145% for China. His promise? Protect American jobs, shrink the trade deficit. The reality? A financial apocalypse. The Tax Foundation estimates households face a $1,200 tax hike in 2025, climbing to $1,445 by 2026. Yale Budget Lab warns low-income families lose 4% of their income, about $4,900 for some. Groceries, electronics, clothes, all pricier, like a virus spreading through the economy. Supply chains collapse. Imports drop 43% by April's end, leaving ports like Los Angeles and Savannah ghost towns. Fresh produce from Mexico, 40% of U.S. supply, vanishes from shelves with prices soaring. Beef hits $5.67 a pound, up 42% in 4 years. Companies like Apple and Ford slash forecasts, losing $34 billion as costs spiral. Penn Wharton projects a 6 to 8% GDP plunge, with wages down 5 to 7%. Inflation jumps 0.4% per the Congressional Budget Office, squeezing every paycheck. Was this the plan to make America great? Picture this. A family standing on their porch as movers pile their belongings onto the curb. Across America, this scene repeats. Eviction notices taped to doors, children clutching stuffed animals, parents fighting back tears. News footage flashes, mortgage rates spiking above 8.1% by mid-2025 according to Freddie Mac, the highest in decades. For new homebuyers, monthly payments soar by 50%. Adam reports a 22% spike in foreclosures, with families losing homes not because of lost jobs, but because costs everywhere else spiral out of control. The numbers are staggering. Only 15% of Americans can now afford a median-priced home. As homeownership slips away, rents surge, up 13% nationwide. For millions, the dream of stability is gone. A teacher in Ohio shares her heartbreak. "I didn't lose my home because I lost my job. I lost it because everything else got too expensive." In parking lots, families sleep in cars, kids doing homework by flashlight. The American dream, once a promise, now slips further from reach, battered by a tidal wave of rising costs. How did we get here? And will anyone be left standing when the tide recedes? By June 2025, the tariffs shockwaves hit Main Street. Retailers, with just 1 to 2 months inventory, face shortages. Holiday shopping becomes a scramble for toys, electronics, anything not made in America. Low-income households, spending 80% of their income on essentials, are hit hardest. A single mother in Ohio skips meals to afford milk. A retiree in Florida cuts meds to pay rent. These aren't hypotheticals. They're America's new reality. Jobs vanish. Manufacturing meant to thrive stalls as steel prices double under 50% tariffs. Agriculture, battered by retaliatory tariffs on $330 billion in U.S. exports, sheds workers. Soybeans, corn, beef, America's heartland exports, rot in silos. Protests erupt in cities with chants of no tariffs, no hunger echoing. Social media boils with ex-users warning of stagflation for decades. Communities fracture, neighbor against neighbor blaming each other for the chaos. Is this the cost of America first? The world fights back. China, Canada, and the European Union slap tariffs on $330 billion in U.S. goods, crippling exports. The Organization for Economic Cooperation Development, OECD, slashes global growth to 2.9% in 2025 with U.S. GDP at 1.6%. JP Morgan sees a 60% recession risk. The IMF warns of a U.S. downturn with supply chains facing significant disruptions. Legal battles falter. Courts rule International Emergency Economic Powers Act. IEEPA tariffs illegal, but appeals keep them in place. Long-term scars emerge. Penn Wharton estimates a $22,000 to $58,000 lifetime loss per household. Global production shifts to Southeast Asia, not America, strengthening China's orbit. Automation, not tariffs, drives job losses with no manufacturing boom. Trump's team claims $6 trillion in revenue, but at what cost? A generation faces a hollowed-out economy with trust in institutions crumbling. Can America recover, or is this the new normal? Trump's tariffs promised prosperity, but delivered pain. From $4,900 in lost income to empty store shelves and families pushed to the brink, America stands at a crossroads. The Take Lab dares to ask, how do we rebuild? Share your story. How are tariffs hitting you? Comment below, like, and subscribe for more truth-telling documentaries. Let's confront this crisis together.